I'd like to bring up several very important points regarding the discussion on abortion and Roe v. Wade that I don't seem to see frequently talked about. Um, let's just let's just start with the fact that Roe v. Wade was largely about the discussion of when a human organism becomes a person philosophically, and a person by definition, and therefore a person with protections of human rights because, well, that's what the Bill of Rights is for. It's for protecting American humans. And liberalism, especially, was extended the humanitarian rights to all over the world. That's why they're called human rights and not just American human rights. Um, the justices considered many viewpoints on what is a human. They examined many different religions, including mainstream religions and also ancient not so popular religions. They considered what the American Medical Association recommended at the time. And they basically said that we don't really have a great consensus on when a an unborn child is a human. So we will leave it at that and we'll try our best. And so yes, they did at least have um, a margin of error, which they call the viability period, right? And that's when they sort of kind of implied, definitely by this point, by the time it's viable, this human organism should have some rights. And I would assume those are the most basic rights, like the right to life, and later on liberty, which would be the founding framework in the Declaration of Independence. So here's the kicker, though. Roe v. Wade and the justices at the time had limited knowledge, and there's been many breakthroughs since. We have discovered when fetuses dream. We've discovered very recently in 2020, which nobody's talking about, especially the left. We know now that very early on, possibly as early as 10, 12 weeks, fetuses can feel pain, or at least they have the neural substrate to feel pain. They have the capacity and infrastructure to feel pain. Well, no one can seem to really define human, a human person, very well. But I think we'd all agree, and the left really wants to tiptoe around this, and the right also, too, to some degree, is that human consciousness or consciousness is a large part, and if not possibly the most defining part of the human experience, and that therefore that of a human person. So this is a very big philosophical question, which again is more elucidated by scientific breakthroughs. But we need to come together of cross disciplines, uh, justices, neuroscientists, philosophers, you name it, bioethicists, doctors, and it is a multi pronged question and dilemma because it was never only about the privacy of a woman. I cannot even fathom why privacy would be more precedent than the right to live. So therefore, we need to examine and really think hard about when is human organism tissue a human? And we need to talk about what are the facets, what is the definition, and what are the attributes. I don't think either the extreme right or extreme left gets that right at all, or it gets that correct at all. Conception is kind of a far stretch when a zygote in a clump of human tissues suddenly has the attributes we want in a human person. But also, we do need a limit, and that limit is going to be somewhere between conception and birth, of course. And before in Roe v. Wade, they thought viability would be enough, but now with the new research on dreams and pain, clearly that is insufficient.